Aren't you worried about getting too skinny? What if you get sick, or something happens? Even slim people have enough fat stores to get through extended periods without food. Some lean people even do 3-day fasts as a therapeutic protocol to trigger autophagy, body self-repair. As for emergencies, it would be odd to sacrifice your current health today, on the off chance you might crash land in the Andes, where you'll need enough fat reserves to out-tweet, outplay, and outlast the others to become the final surviving. I see a lot of bacon in all the low-carb recipes. What is up with all the bacon? Bacon is high in saturated fat, plus it's full of salt and nitrites. Doesn't that add up to triple death? Nitrites and nitrates do sound scary. They've got the word night in them. Nightmare nitrites rolls off the tongue. Speaking of tongues, did you know that your own saliva is full of nitrites? Your body produces it. Quick, quick. Spit it out. Also, did you know that most of the nitrites people consume come from vegetables? If you're needlessly worried about nitrites, cut back on celery, which is full of it. In fact, nitrite-free bacon is cured with celery salt, so it's not actually nitrite-free, but they play around with the wording on the package to appeal to consumers who believe the myth, thus perpetuating the myth. Nitrites have unfairly gotten a bad rap, along with sodium and saturated fat. Sodium rarely causes high blood pressure, but metabolic disease frequently does. But saturated fat and cholesterol will absolutely, definitely kill you. Everyone knows it clogs your arteries. This isn't a question. It's a fact. Right? I'm not gonna lie. Clogging is a serious issue on the low-carb diet. You will go through a lot more paper towels. Use them on all your pans to degrease. Don't pour hot meat drippings down your sink and clog up your pipes. Always use the paper towels. However, the human body is not a cold metal pipe built to handle wastewater. Saturated fat is not going to clog up your anything. Arteries become blocked by calcification, which is the body's attempt to strengthen the walls of arteries against inflammation and damage from the oxidative stress caused by hyperinsulinemia and/or hyperglycemia, i.e. the damage caused by a diet high in processed foods and carbohydrates. It's the sugar, not the saturated fat, causing the heart disease. It was never the fat. But fat sounded like it might be the culprit. Fat sounded so guilty. Fat equals fat, right? No. You may have heard about fatty deposits on artery walls. These fatty deposits, visible during autopsy, once led researchers to theorize cholesterol was the cause of heart disease. However, blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming blood, or oxygen, or anything else your body uses to distribute energy and sustain life. Cholesterol is so crucial for every function in your body that your liver makes the majority of it, and only a small portion comes from diet. Your brain contains 25% of your body's cholesterol. That's why taking cholesterol-lowering drugs, such as statins, impairs brain function. Fun fact, with dietary changes, you can dramatically change your blood test triglycerides in as few as 3 days. Why would I ever follow a diet my doctor advises against? Some doctors are in favor of low carb. Ask your doctor. You never know. They might be on board and fully supportive. Or they might be undecided. You could be the patient they learned from. If your doctor gives you flack about embarking on a dangerous low-carb diet, please point them to the American Diabetic Association's new 2019 guidelines that do support it as a treatment for type 2 diabetes. What about fiber? Will low-carb help my IBS, or just make it worse? It depends on the specific foods you choose. The whole fiber issue is possibly even more controversial than low carb. Contrary to popular advice, increasing fiber doesn't help patients with irritable bowel syndrome. In fact, reducing fiber to 0 has been shown to resolve both IBS-D and IBS-C. That's why some people on the ultimate elimination diet known as the carnivore diet smile when asked about pooping, and assure the curious that there are no problems. Shocked? The carnivore diet won't seem that incomprehensible when you learn how it helps people with severe digestion and autoimmune issues. For decades, we've been told to drink Metamucil, eat all bran, and cram more fiber into our food holes and food tubes, no matter which form of IBS we have. Fiber isn't digested by humans. We don't have the enzymes. Fiber can only be digested by the bacteria in our colon. These bacteria are symbiotic, producing short-chain fatty acids that can be used, locally, as fuel by the colon. Sounds cool, right? It is. But the benefit of this fuel has been greatly overestimated. When a person is in ketosis from time to time, they produce plenty of fatty acids and ketone bodies, fuel, supplied to all of the organs, including the colon.